set. There's something big coming up on your screen. Just settle back and relax, 'cause you're gonna get a whole lot of singing, a whole lot of laughing, a whole lot of loving from Dean.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dean Martin, Bill Silvers, and DeLuise.
Something familiar, something peculiar, something for everyone at comedy tonight.
Something appealing, something appalling, something for everyone at comedy tonight. Nothing with kings, nothing with crowns. Bring on the lovers, liars, and clowns. Old situations, new complications. Nothing portentous or polite. Tragedy tomorrow, comedy tonight. Make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh. Don't you know everyone wants to laugh? My dad said, be an actor, my son. Yes. But be a comical one. Make 'em laugh, make they cry. Make a quit, break a hip, black your eye. Oh, you could study Shakespeare and be quite elite. And you could charm the critics, but you won't have to eat. Sings well, slip on a banana peel and star them toot sweet. Make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh. Make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh. Don't you know everyone wants to laugh? My grandpa said, go out and tell 'em a joke. But give 'em plenty of hope. Make 'em roar, make 'em scream. Take a fall, butt a wall, split a seam. You start off by pretending you're a dancer with grace. You wake up till you giggle all over the place. And then you get a great big custard pie in your face. Make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh. Nothing that's formal, nothing that's normal. Somehow it all turns out alright. Tragedy tomorrow, comedy tonight.
It has been reported that Brutus killed Caesar, but we have found new evidence written in stone that it didn't happen that way. Of course, we may have gotten a hold of a bad stone. So to either clear up or confuse history, here is Arrivederci Caesar.
Hail Caesar! I think I broke my lollipop. Hail Caesar, almighty Caesar!
Brutus, where'd you get those new robes?
Nixon appointed me to the Supreme Court. Here, Caesar, is the scroll you're to read at the Senate today.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. Ears? What I need is a new liver.
You Italians drink too much wine. Caesar, be very careful when you make that speech because there are those that would assassinate you.
Who would want to kill me?
Are you kidding? You conquered all of Europe. There must be 75 million people that hate you.
Get their names.
All right, Caesar, baby. I warn you not to let the Macedonians... Macedonians are nuts. The Macedonians are fruits. Anyway, don't let them move in the neighborhood. Caesar, we are having a lot of trouble with the Christians that we are throwing to the lions.
Why?
The sweet ones are giving them cavities. Listen, there's a lot of talk about you and Cleopatra. They say that you're having trouble in the Senate.
But I'm having fun in the house. Listen, have you proof of this?
Even now, Cleopatra is floating down the Nile with Anthony on her barge.
And she's got a barge that won't quit. What would you say, Brutus, if they chopped me up and put me on a platter?
I would say, who made it the salad? Who made it the Caesar salad? Forget it. I said, don't you realize your life is in danger, Caesar? You mustn't take chances on far-off journeys. I want you to send your Teutonic slave, Henrius Kissingerus. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm waiting for the last. Nonsense, Brutus. Enough of this. Let us be entertained.
Very good. Nero's here with his fiddle.
I guess the rest of the band didn't show up.
No, just a moment. I have a surprise for you. Here,
Look at these. Aren't they beautiful goblets?
Yeah, been in the family for years. Did you ever think you would serve wine at Caesar's palace?
Why not? She worked at the Flamingo and the Riviera.
Go on if you want to.
Hey, listen, I think she knows 1,000 ways to make a man happy.
Well, that would take care of tonight.
Why don't you just drink in her beauty?
I don't have that big a glass.
Right, Caesar, baby. Caesar, I fear for your life because I think that at any moment a killer may come through there. No, I'm not ready yet. Okay, here, now you can... Oh! Hey, that's pretty good.
That takes great timing. Look. But who cares? I'll drink anything.
Okay, go ahead. Here he goes. He's drinking it. It didn't work. Oh, hail. Caesar! Sabrina, come over here. Come over here. We must destroy Caesar. Get your lipstick. Way, I should have got it myself. All right. This lipstick is poison. Here, put it on your lips. Now, I want you to go over and kiss him. You kiss him, and he dies.
I'll do my best.
Good luck.
The Dean Martin Show, starring Dom DeLuise, Bill Silver, Kane Medford, the Dingalings sisters, with Lou Jacobi, Marian Mercer, Tom Bosley, Ken Lane, Leonard Barr, Norm Crosby.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are the Dingalings sisters. They're all busybodies. Every time I try to get near their bodies, they're always busy. The Dingalings.
Look at that face, just look at it. Look at that fabulous face of
Look of love is in your eyes. A look your smile can disguise. The look of love is saying so much more than just words could ever say. And what my heart has heard, well, it takes my breath away. I can hardly wait to hold you, feel my arms around you. How long I have waited just to love you now that I have found you. so nice and warm when Dean sings, and everything's comfy and informal when Dean sings.
My voice is so sexy every time I sing to the girl next door, she wants to move in with me.
Imagination is funny. It makes a cloudy day sunny. Makes a bee think of honey, just as I think of you. Imagination so crazy, your whole perspective gets hazy. Start you asking the daisy what to do, oh, what to do.
Have you ever felt a gentle touch, and then a kiss, and then, and it's only your imagination again.
Oh, well, imagination, silly. You go around willy-nilly. For example, I go around wanting you. And yet, I can't imagine that you want me to.
When an irresistible force such as you meets an old immovable object like me, chances are as sure as you live, something's gotta give, something's gotta give, something's gotta give. When an irrepressible smile such as yours opens out an old implacable heart such as mine, don't say no because I insist.
Somewhere, somehow, someone's going to be kissed.
So on guard, who knows what the fates have in store from that dark, mysterious sky. I'll try hard, ignoring the look I adore. But how long can anyone try? Fight, 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 fight with all of our might. Chances are some heavenly star-spangled night we'll find out as sure as we live.
Some's gonna give, some's gonna give, some's gonna give.
Imagination is silly. You go around willy-nilly.
For example, I go around wanting you. And yet, I can't imagine that you want me to.
Something's gotta give, something's gotta give.
Can't imagine that you want me to. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Just a little touch-up, okay?
Put this thing on.
Yeah, you put on me.
Okay.
And then we roll.
You been all right?
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. Boy, your hair grows fast. Seems like I gave you a haircut a couple hours ago. You know, I gotta tell you, though, I'm watching the hair fall. I realize, you know, today's the birthday of Isaac Newton, the guy that invented gravity. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. You know, people think they don't appreciate the luxuries that we got, all them great inventions. We take it for granted. Here's the clippers, for example. Like, you could go like that, and people's hair could just deviate right from their section. You know, he's a lucky guy, that Isaac Newton. He didn't invent that gravity on purpose, you know. It was by accident. Like, he didn't need it. He wasn't looking for it. He was making plenty of money, Newton, from them fig cookies.
Figs, yeah.
But one day, he was sitting under a tree. He was just medicating, you know. He was sitting there by himself. And he was just sitting and he was smoking. And all of a sudden, he saw a vision. That's what I read in the book. And they don't even know exactly what he saw. They don't even know exactly what he was smoking. But he jumped up, and an apple hit him in the head, and he discovered gravity. Now, wasn't that amazing?
Yeah, especially since he was sitting under a pear tree.
How about Benjamin Franklin?
Ben Franklin, what about him?
Well, like, people don't appreciate him. Ladies especially, with them rotisseries and them electrohexchlorophide epilepticary sprays and them inventions to make you talk straight. I cannot. People don't appreciate. You know, if it wasn't for Benjamin Franklin, right now we'd be watching television by candlelight. How about James Watt? Can you picture this guy? In Scotland, 1627, on a Tuesday. It's about 20 minutes of 4. And he was sitting watching a tea kettle boiling over a fireplace, and he saw steam pushing the heavy iron lid up and down, and he stared at it. And he finally reached over and picked up the lid and examined it. And from that simple little gesture of a progressive intellectual mind came one of the world's greatest inventions, the potholder. What about Ronald Fulton? That bright guy, right? By accident, he made an invention. He took a paddle wheel and he attached it to a simple hull wooden frame. And on August 5th, 1741, on a Wednesday, it floated down the Hudson River. And people were clapping and cheering, and he started crying. He thought he was making an airplane. Sit still. Oh, but, you know, people always wanted to fly. I mean, even like in 3000 BC, when the Saracens came up from Sarasota and pushed the Trojans right out of Troja, down the Agrinemonon Valley, over to the Jersey Turnpike. And that was the year that Daedalus, who was a great Greek psychiatrist, he tried to fly. He put on a big pair of wings he made, like out of leather, and he jumped off a cliff and discovered in midair that he was out of his bird.
That's smart, son.
Oh, yeah, that was painful. Yeah. And you know... Well, you know something? I bet you don't even know who invented alcohol. I mean, a guy like you that consummates so much booze. You know who invented alcohol?
No.
Chinese. The Chinese people. There was an old monk in a lamastery, and oh yeah, he ran away. And he was writing in a scribe, and he let some raisins ferment in a dish and made like juice. And then a couple days later, he came back and he saw the juice and he drank it. And it made him so lighthearted and carefree. In fact, it made him so lighthearted and carefree that he ran out and bought a bottle of scotch and got bombed. Yeah, I gotta go. I'll talk to you next week.
Ding-a-ling world, with all of those ding-a-ling games we play. If we give you a ding-a-ling question, will you answer in a ding-a-ling way?
If there's something you want to get off your chest, be my guest.
Why can't you behave?
I was born free.
This time we almost made a go of it, didn't we, love?
Give me 5 minutes more, only 5 minutes more.
And I want these rooms somewhere.
There's a
too darn hot.
Busting out all over.
Wonder you can have her. She's too fat for me.
Try to tell me I'm too young.
If it's a crime, then I'm guilty.
I'm just a girl who can say no.
Who could ask for anything more? Who could ask for anything more?
Cigarettes and whiskey and wild, wild women.
That's entertainment.
I just had my whole body tattooed with a map of the United States.
Ever so high, there's no place like
It's a ding-a-ling world, and now we just gotta be on our way.
We'll be back with some ding-a-ling questions.
You know, a big fight's been going on between those who want sex education in the schools and those who don't. And if it wasn't taught in the schools and if it wasn't taught at home, hey, what's going to happen to these kids when they grow up, not knowing one single thing about sex? Here are some people who have never had any sex education at all. None at all.
Hey, I'm a freshman.
Hi, me too.
Yeah, look, I don't know. We just met, but I got something to ask you something. You a boy or a girl?
I don't know. I never had sex education. What about you?
I think I'm a boy. But when I look in the mirror, I'm so pretty, I'm not sure.
I know you feel. Well, how can we find out what we are?
Oh, my mother once told me something about it.
How did you know it was your mother?
Well, she was shaving at the time.
Oh.
What do you think this is?
Some crazy kind of boy.
Look at the shape. It sticks out.
He's got junk in his shirt pockets.
Let's ask him what he thinks we are. Hey, fella.
Yes,
Listen, are you a boy or a girl?
I'm a boy.
Hey, why do you suppose he looks so different?
He's probably been sick.
You know how to tell a boy from a girl?
Oh, yes, by kissing.
What's a kiss?
You, press your lips together.
I don't feel a thing.
No. You kiss each other. You place your lips on her lips.
Show me what you mean.
You feel anything?
Yeah, I felt a tingle, so I guess I'm a girl.
Hey, I'll settle this. Hey, fella, do one of those things to me.
No, it wouldn't be right for
Wait, I want to try you.
No, it wouldn't be right for two girls to kiss.
Well, how are we going to learn anything about sex unless you kiss me?
I'm not kissing until I know what I am.
Kiss me and you know. And if you don't know, getting there is half the fun.
I have to be a boy. Why can't I look like him?
What's so great about him? He's full of funny little bumps.
I don't agree. I think he has some good points.
If you had him, it would ruin your golf swing.
Just remember, somebody did tell me the main difference between boys and girls.
Oh, good, we're gonna find out.
Girls are the soft ones.
Really? I thought they were just boys gone rotten. Anyway, I'm soft.
Then you must be a girl,
Straight.
huh?
Oh, your arm is hard. You must be a boy.
Then I'm a boy and you're a girl. What do we do now?
We have a baby.
How do we do that?
Oh, you just sit around and suddenly a big bird delivers you a baby.
That would have been my guess. Well, I'm gonna go play with him.
Well, wait a minute. Why not me?
Because it's sissy to play with girls.
Please release me. Let me go
I don't love you anymore. To waste our lives would be a sin. Release me and let me love again. Please release me. Can't you see? You'd be a fool to cling to me. You live a lie that brings us pain. Release me and let me love again. So release me and let me love
What are you doing here?
Well, Dean, you know on my show I play a detective, and I heard you had a body in here.
Not yet, I'm hoping.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, does she have any identifying marks?
I don't think so.
Would she like some? Hey, look, tell me, Dean, are there any clues?
There sure are. Tell them where, honey.
All over my body.
Hey, now that's the kind of a body you'd never hide in a closet.
All right.
You could never get the door shut.
What?
You know, this is really a treat for me, Dean. Really. You know, whenever I see a body, there's always a sheet over it.
You just ain't peeking through the right keyhole.
Wait a minute. There's a message on it.
Let's read it.
We'll be right back, folks. So, excuse me, miss. Would you like to go out with a detective?
I don't think so. I used to go out with a cop, but I kept getting pinched.
Well, we'll be right back, so don't go away. Hey, where are you going?
Well, I'm taking her over to the lab.
Why, are you going to try and get some fingerprints off of her?
No, I'm going to try and get some on her.
Nightgown.
Check.
Toothbrush.
Check.
Toothpaste.
Check.
Mom, what are you doing?
I'm having Mr. Kapopoulos help me double-check all the things that I'm going to take to the hospital with me.
Oh, Mom, what are you packing all this stuff for? You're only going for overnight. Hey, let me see that list. That's yogurt, Melba toast, Swiss cheese. What do you need that for?
You think I'm going to eat the hospital food? I got to protect my health.
She is so frightened about going to that hospital.
Too bad you didn't have your tonsils out when you were a kid.
I know. It was against my father's beliefs.
Oh, practicing Christian Scientist?
A devout cheapskate.
I remember my late wife, Jenny, was in the hospital once. She was out the next day, just in time for her funeral. Oh, Jenny, you gave me the best years of your life. 1931 and 1956. In between, nothing.
The hospital's being very nice about it. They're even sending someone over this afternoon to discuss the arrangements with you.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, Freddie.
Well, I stopped off to get you a little present, Mrs. Lane, to take to the hospital. I thought this would cheer you up.
Oh,
huh?
Fred. You want me to wear this in the hospital?
Well, why not? You know, I once saw Jill St. John wear one just like it on Marcus Welby. She looked terrific.
Jill St. John?
Yeah, she had to fight her way to get out of the hospital.
It's too bad, but I think I'm built more like Marcus Welby.
Well, maybe Vicky can wear it. I'll bet she'll look sexy in it, eh?
Oh, Freddie, is that all you ever think about, sex?
Ever know a man who didn't think about sex?
Yeah, me, between 1931 and 1956.
Listen, that reminds me, while I'm in the hospital, I'm sending over a chaperone for you and Vicky.
A chaperone? Oh, Mom, why did you do that?
I'm glad I did what I did because I know what you'd do if I don't.
Well, that's ridiculous. We don't need a babysitter.
Well, don't think of it as a babysitter. Think of it as a bodyguard.
And who, may I ask, is this so-called bodyguard that's going to keep Vicky out of trouble?
Dean Martin.
Dean Martin?
You send Dean Martin to do a Pat Boone job?
There's a good side to Dean that you don't know about.
Yeah, only you have to roll him over in order to see it.
Listen, I'm going to go upstairs and pack, and tell me when that man from the hospital gets here.
A chaperone. Boy, that's something else.
Oh, it's so stupid.
Hello there. I brought my overnight case.
Oh, Dean, I'm so embarrassed that Mom sent you over here as our chaperone. It's so silly. Freddie and I aren't children.
Well, as your chaperone, I want to warn you, we're going to live by one rule in this house.
Oh, yeah? Well, rules are made to be broken.
That's my rule.
Hey, you know, I think you're going to be a good chaperone. Well, I guess I better return this and get my money back. Too bad. Say, Dean, don't you think this looks sexy?
Yeah, but with your legs, I think you'd look better in blue.
Hey, Mr. Kapopoulos, would you run me over so I can return this, huh?
Sure, my car's in the back.
Oh, good, because the garage sale is over at 6. Come on, Vicky.
By the way, Dean, someone is coming over from the hospital to discuss the arrangements with Mother. She's upstairs packing.
Oh.
No, not there. That's the counter.
How did she know? How did she know? Come in.
Glad to see ya. How are you? I'm here to meet Mrs. Lane. Don't tell me. She's upstairs, right? I'll just wait, okay? Good boy.
You must be the guy from the hospital.
Wrong. Sit. I happen to be the new director for the Happy Lawn Cemetery. By the way, who's your embalmer? I'd like to get one of those suits.
Hey, I ain't dead yet.
All right, we'll wait.
You guys are all alike. You're only after my body.
Funny. Very good. I could use a few laughs. You see, Mrs. Lane's late husband is resting with us. She didn't make any arrangements for herself, and that's why I'm here.
Well, you'll have to talk to her about it.
All right. While I'm waiting, how about you? We're the cemetery of the stars. We have all the biggies. Real biggies. Georgie Jessel is our house eulogist. Just think of it. Imagine lying there, sir, under a blanket of astroturf, listening to the stirring words of Georgie Jessel as he says, "Dearly beloved, we are here to send away to a happier place a man whom we worship, who has brought some..." I'm standing, you're sitting up. This man who has come from out of nowhere to give joy to the world. Do you know my mother's eyes? Come on. We say goodbye to this wonderful entertainer who came out of Steubenville. People from all over the world said, "This is a funny man. This is a little higher. I can't hear the notes." Well, it's your funeral. This man who has brought gladness, but now brings sadness to thousands, and unemployment to over 50,000 bartenders. Goodbye, Dingle. We have loved you. Now, doesn't that bring a tear to your eye, a tug to your heart?
All I see is a jerk in the living room.
Like it. That's two for you. Good. Now, I think I would like to speak to Mrs. Lane. I can't wait around here forever. Would you mind calling her? Never mind, I'll do it. Mrs. Lane, you've got company. Ah, okay, I don't need Jenny. Sorry, I'll handle it.
All right.
Out. Hey! Ah, my dear.
Mrs. Lane, you look ravishing. May I present myself? Dr. K.D. Schaffer, at your service, won't you?
Yes, Doctor. I was expecting
Were you, my dear?
You came over to explain the arrangements.
Always time for the arrangements. How are you?
The truth? Oh, my throat is killing me. I wish I were dead.
Well, that's a good start anyway.
What time do you want me to show up?
Please. Don't worry about that, Mrs. Lane. We'll come and get you. Now, about the price.
Well, I don't want to spend too much money. How about Blue Cross?
You can have any color cross you want. How about a Star of David?
Well, I'm only going to be there for one day. Just one long day.
It's a marvelous way to look at it.
I'd rather be by myself, though. I want to be alone.
I can guarantee you, you'll be alone.
I didn't want to share a double with some sick person, you know? Well, I'm ready to go now anytime.
Oh, if only all our other customers were like you. Now, I plan to reserve a place to you right next to your husband.
My husband? What are you talking about? Aren't you from the hospital?
No, I'm from the Happy Lawn Cemetery.
But I'm expecting the man from the hospital. I'm having my tonsils taken out today.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, the shame of it. Though I am an unwitting dupe of this, I didn't know. And for me to peddle my wares to you while you are suffering in silence, your tonsils aflame. Can you forgive me? Can you ever forgive me? Can I forgive myself? You're a darling lady. You're a saint. May you live forever. Why have to go out into the street carrying the burden and the guilt and the shame of what I have just done to you? May I say goodbye? And may I, please? Thank you for being so understanding. Farewell. Oh, on second thought, would you like us to bury your tonsils?
Everybody ought to have a mate. Everybody ought to have a working girl. Everybody ought to have a working girl to putter around the house. Everybody ought to have a maid. Everybody ought to have a menial,
Consistently congenial and quieter than a mouse.
Oh, wouldn't she be delicious? Tidying up the dishes, neat as pin.
Oh, wouldn't you be delightful sweeping out, sweeping in? Everybody ought to have a maid. Someone who has short of help
To offer you the sort of help you never get from a spouse. Fluttering up the stairway,
shuttering up the windows,
fluttering up the bed, buttering up the master, puttering all around the house. The house. The house. Everybody ought to have a
Well, good evening, television viewers. We are here today to witness the climax of a unique psychological experiment which will determine once and for all which is the strongest drive of mankind, sex or hunger. This man, Mr. Herbert Pennyworth of Pasadena, has been locked in this cage for 78 days and nights without any food and without any female companionship. As you can see, we have over a 20-pound roast turkey with all the trimmings. And over here, a not unattractive member of the opposite sex. Also with all the trimmings. In a moment, Mr. Pennyworth will be released from his cage, and we will find out which drive is the strongest. Will he be drawn first with the turkey or the young lady? Sex or hunger? Hunger or sex? We shall see. My uncle, Mr. Leonard Barr.
Good evening. I almost didn't make it here tonight. I tried to join in Mr. America contest. I darn near lost my citizenship. You know, this is a return engagement with me here. The last time I was here was 1948. Nothing like a quick return. When you're hot, you're hot. I started in this business at the bottom, and I like it here. I guess things are up all over. I call the airline. I said, what time did the plane leave for New York? She says, what time can you get here? And I checked into a cheap hotel. They gave me their bridal suite for $8. And they provide the bride. I got in bed, I looked up, there was no ceiling. I called the clerk up. I said, hey, there's no ceiling on my room. He said, don't worry, the fellow upstairs doesn't walk around much. That's the worst luck. I went to Denmark for sex change. They turned me down. They said I didn't have anything to exchange. This has been going on for years. I remember when I was a kid, I had a feeling of being unwanted. But my father had great plans for me, but I managed to cut my way out of the sack. I remember they put a teddy bear in my crib, a live one. Used to take me swimming while the other kids were ice skating. Used to play hide and go seek. Nobody would look for me. They put my buggy in a throwaway zone. We used to play doctors. I was always the outpatient. I don't know, I get such a headache telling these jokes, I can imagine what it does to you. But I like Hollywood. I met a big producer today. He said, this town's looking for new faces. Why don't you get one? You know what's lonesome here? I stand out in front of women prisons and wait for the parolees. And I met one. Oh, she dressed up. She's wearing hot pants and orthopedic shoes. And anklets. And a ponytail. She's crazy about me. She kept throwing herself at my feet. You know why? I keep my money between my toes. Then we got in a big fight. I told her her stockings were wrinkled. She wasn't wearing any. Oh, what a beauty. One night a tear rolled down her cheek, took one look at her face, and rolled right back up again. That's it.
Red sails in the sunset, way out on the sea. Oh, carry my loved one home safely to me. She sailed at the dawning. All day I've been blue. Red sails in the sunset. I'm trusting in you. Swift wings you must borrow. Make straight for the shore. She goes sailing no more. Red sails in the sunset, way out on the sea. Oh, carry my loved one home safely to me. Carry my loved one home home safely to me.
Records round and round, those wonderful records round and round. Keep listening, all you swinging cats everywhere. Here's your favorite disc jockey, Dino Vino, on the air. And now, here's Dino.
This is your old buddy, Dino Reno, spinning the best in the West. I feel great. I went to Palm Springs last weekend. They must have been expecting me. The sign on the hotel said, lush accommodations. Okay, let's get our little clam bake started with the Everly Brothers. Did you see this morning paper this afternoon? A girl was modeling a topless bathing suit. 200 cops showed up to arrest her. Here's my old friend Stanley Holloway with a little something from My Fair Lady.
A man was made to help support his children, which is the right and proper thing to do. A man was made to help support his children, but with a little bit of luck, with a little bit of luck, they'll go out and start supporting you. With a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit, the luck they'll work for you. With a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit of blooming love.
The satchel page of the Swingers, Mr. Frank Sinatra.
I get no kick from champagne. Beer alcohol doesn't thrill me at all. So tell me, why should it be true that I get a kick? You give me a boot, I get a kick out of you.
Hey, I tried something new last night. I put a vitamin pill into my martini instead of an olive. When I picked it up, it tried to drink me. Here's Fred Astaire, Nanette Frebe, and Jack Buchanan.
We do everything alike, we look alike, we dress alike, we walk alike, we talk alike, and what is more, we hate each other very much. We hate our folks, we're sick of jokes on what an art it is to tell us apart. If one of us gets the measles, another one gets the measles, then all of us gets the measles, and mumps, and croup. Oh, I wish I had a gun, a widow gun. It would be fun to shoot the other two and be only one.
This is one that was an all-time hit by the Andrews Sisters.
Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. The expecting want some seafood, mama. Shrimps and rice, they're very nice. I like oysters, lobsters too. I like the tasty fish, ooh. And late at night, I get my favorite dish, fish. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Want some seafood? Oh, mama. Shrimpers and rice, oh, hold tight. All you swinging cats everywhere, 'cause we're on the
Well, that's our show for tonight. Thanks for looking in. And I want to thank all my wonderful guests for being with me. Let's see what's on the old swizzle stick this week. A couple who lives in Bayonne have 23 kids of their own. When a visiting chum inquired how come, they replied, we're just accident prone.